Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma friends, when you develop this mental culture, this meditation practice, always you have to remember to keep the clarity inside you. Because if you practice with kind of idea inside you, then what will happen? That idea itself going to develop little by little, little by little, little by little more than the practice. And even you no need to do anything because of somebody and or because of something. And always when you come to sit for meditation, always you have to remember to keep the clarity. Even in conventional life, even in this eternal life, even in your spiritual practice, always remember to keep the entire authority within yourself, within your mind. So that is where your practice become more sharp and clear. Know yourself. When it comes to mental practice, there is no one can help. It is your own practice going to help for you. The ugly truth is, even though we think that we can help for others in this journey, in a conventional life we can help. But when it comes to eternal practice like a vipassana practice, just only yourself you have to maintain your practice. Even in meditation, even your previous thoughts cannot help for the next moment. So that much the clarity you have to keep within yourself. And that's why when in this spiritual path, always remember in any meditation practice, there are few things you have to develop. It called 5 spiritual powers. Pancha Bala. So the 5 spiritual powers are faith and conviction, the first one, Saddha. So then you have to look why you do this. And it is personal. Mostly when it comes to meditation, when you sit for meditation, you have to have very clear understanding why you sit for meditation. What you look for. What is the final result should be yourself. Just you have to have idea. That doesn't mean when you practice meditation, you keep thinking about it. No, before you sit for meditation, you have to have a intention, very clear understanding why you have to practice meditation. And the other thing is, then you have to look for that. So that is where the faith arises. When you know about the Buddha, when you know about the Buddha's teaching, When you start to practice, that is where the real truth you can see, and that is where the faith, confidence arise. Just reading a book, listening to somebody, and thinking about something doesn't work. So remember, Buddhism doesn't give any value to ideas. There is no ideas in Buddha's teaching. Only the Dharma, fact. It's very clear fact. When it comes to the fact, it's not ideas. Mostly in the world, as knowledge, we follow ideas. What the point you following someone else's ideas? Even we don't know why that person had that idea. See, sometimes like history books, sometimes when there are certain history documents, they keep writing every year, and in the mostly government funding to that document. From the history, people keep writing. So whoever write that document, and during that his time, if he have any kind of relationship with the king or the president, what he does, he tried the document according to whatever his own interest and regarding the good things. So even regarding some other situations like the history and whatever happened in the history and about the culture, art, so this kind of things, mostly people have ideas. See, the movies, songs, and sometimes the movies have the real, the events, the real incident. There are sometimes people write songs regarding the real incident. It's different, but there are mostly ideas. So you heard someone else's idea, then you imagine about it, and maybe you cry, you are become unhappy, sad, worry. So what the point having that following an idea? What you going to get? Only you can get is its ideas, nothing else. The ideas cannot produce anything else, only ideas. It can give only ideas. The truth can produce the truth. Dharma can produce the dharma. There is no way when it comes to material world, the physical world, there is no way apple can give mangoes. Same thing with your actions also. And don't try to argue, oh, how the why ideas cannot bring the dharma. It cannot bring. Only the dharma can bring the dharma. Only the truth can produce the truth. Producing means take it into the truth. There's no any other way. That's why we getting to the bottom line of the dharma. Not into ideas. Don't tangle with ideas because it cannot go. Look at the history. If the ideas able to bring the people to a right place where we are today, if the ideas can build up the good world where we are today, most of people just talk about ideas. But when it comes to real life, ideas doesn't work. So then yourself, you have to remember. Sometimes it is very difficult to understand and difficult to accept. But that is the truth. Look yourself, question yourself, ask yourself. You no need to believe what I say. I don't look for that. I want you to think yourself and understand using your own life, because I don't come here to give ideas. I just want to try to have a conversation to to open your mind by just yourself and see yourself. There is something you can understand beyond the ideas rather than tangling with the idea. Because from childhood we train to follow that way. So that's why when it comes to Buddha's teaching, there are no ideas, there are only dharma. There's nothing you can add into it, and there's nothing you can take out from the dharma. There's nothing. When it comes to whatever the Buddha said in Tripitaka, if it is really Buddha said, maybe if somebody else add, it's something else. But when it comes to whatever the Buddha said by his own mouth, because there in the Tripitaka also there are that there are called Shravaka Bhasita. That means that his followers and said certain things, and then later that the Buddha approved that, and it's then it is there like that. But if there is something really, the Buddha himself said something, there is nothing you can take out, and there is nothing you can add into it. When you know that, that is where really the confidence arises regarding the teachings. So you should have it yourself. Even regarding anything, whatever the 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 religious practice that you keep doing according to your religion. So the faith is the conviction is the very important thing, the foundation. But it should not come because of somebody said something. It should not come because of it is in a book. It should not come because of the culture or the tradition. It should come by understanding. That conviction or that faith is the clear faith. Otherwise, that sometimes we can have the faith because of the fear. And that's not going to take us to anywhere. Why? Because the beginning point, the foundation is not right. So that is why all over the world, when it comes to average, when we look at the whole world, it is very few that we see transformation happen. People change. People don't change. It is very few we see how people change. Otherwise, people who they are same. It's a eons, life by life. They come and they do the same thing, following the same thing. Even the parents do the same. Children come, they do the same. And grandchildren come, they do the same. So like that. No one want to change. But the power of the conviction or the faith is you change. You change, you give up that the self-centered ideas and you get into that. So in the spiritual path, remember, especially when it comes to vipassana, because that faith means you start to understand the clarity and what the Buddha said in here. So here, that you have to understand and keep the first priority to your mind. That's it. Nothing, forget about other things. When you sit for meditation, forget about everything. Just give the first priority to your mind and stay with that. Then you will see. And then once you know how it works, that will nourish the faith regarding the Buddha, because then you know what he told is right. That's how it is. Otherwise, there's nothing to afraid of Buddha. It's not going to come in your dreams and or going to take you out of the bed, or not going to do anything like that. He not going to punish anything like that. The Buddha himself passed away and lived all the teachings. And he not going to interfere with anything in your life, even during Buddha's time. There were many monks. He never interfered with their own lives. When the Buddha said, even in front of him, there was a monk called Vakkali. Every day he come and he always look at the Buddha, look at the Buddha's beauty. And one day the Buddha said, Vakkali, what the point you sitting here and look at me? It's better you go and practice yourself. And so like that, then you have to remember yourself during this time period. And the faith means understanding, developing the clarity what you're doing. And once you know that, little by little, when you sit for meditation, it's going to become, even in day-to-day life, just whatever you do, keep that clarity. Without faith, don't get into anything. It's very simple. Without faith, without conviction, if you try to study, you cannot do it. Without faith, without conviction, if you try to get into relationship, it doesn't work. It's going to become the hell. Even without any conviction, without faith, don't get into marriage. It's going to become very hard, difficult. Without any conviction or without any confidence, without any faith, don't get into any kind of job or the work. It's going to become difficult. Even without confidence, don't try to go to your restroom. It's going to become very difficult. So that's how it is. It's that's why it's a that's why it's called spiritual power. It's giving you, it protect you from everything. You don't need anything. So you once you sit for that, and you're going to become strong, and nothing can disturb you. There are many other powers, many other the energies in the world. There are a lot of people caught up with that. But once you start to stay with the power of mind and believing that the what the Buddha said, and then there is no way that anybody can disturb you. So otherwise, look at, even the little mosquitoes, little bugs can disturb when you sit for meditation. And there are a lot of ways that disturb can come. But when you have the faith, try that. There's no way. It cannot disturb like that. If there is a disturb come, there's nothing wrong with the the faith. There is something that maybe you didn't settle down with it properly. That's why. Otherwise, that's why in the deeper jungles, there are monks, there are people go deeper jungle and no one around them. And even they have no idea how they find the food, how they find the water, how they find the shelter. And they are very dangerous animals. And no any facilities. But they have only one thing, the faith. Even there are some, they go to cemetery and sleep, in cemeteries. But they have only the faith, confident regarding what they practice. Then no any demons can, shake their mind. So otherwise, if you don't have the faith, if you don't have the conviction, if you don't have the proper understanding or the clarity what you're doing within yourself, even your own shadow can make you afraid. So that's why in this path, in this 5 spiritual powers, the very first thing, the faith, start to develop the faith little by little, little by little. And then you will see how your life going to become beautiful. Even in conventional life, teach your children. Don't make them afraid. Don't make them fearful for anything. It's never going to work. And develop the faith and tell them that whatever that they do, it is good for them. Never allow anybody to do anything afraid because they afraid for you, or they do it because they want to respect you. Never try to get into a place like that. Always practice yourself it because it is for you. And even for children, teach them. They have to go to school and learn something because it is good for them. And they have to get some extra skills because it is good for them. If they need to practice meditation, it is good for them. So that is what the Buddha never told anything to, it is whatever you do, it is good for Buddha. No, it is good for you. In anything, even in your personal life, or whatever you do, if you do something good, it is good for you. If you are husband, wife, as a family, so as children, so whatever you do in conventional life, it is good for you. That is where the faith help for you to be with it. And when it come to meditation, the same. When you know, recognize that when you sit with the very clear mind, knowingly, this is good for you, and you doing this for you, do not allow anything to mix with that moment. That is where the clarity arises. And keep that the crystal clear. Even know any previous or the future, any thoughts come and disturb to that. So anywhere from today to in your samsaric journey, remember that whatever the faith that you have, you go with it. Say even that, and sometimes it is very difficult for us. We have this all the facilities and everything, and to practice 5 minutes, we don't have that. But look at this, all the terrorists, drug dealers, and all gangsters. Why they are strong like that? What they have? Because they have the faith what they're doing. That's why, that's how they become strong. It's developed. That's how brainwash through the developing the faith. That's why no one can stop them, because they have the faith and they're not afraid for anymore for anything. But look ourselves, 5 minutes, even in your at home, it's everything there, nothing going to lose. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 15 minutes. If you sit for 15 minutes, if I don't ring the bell, then you think something wrong with that monk, he's falling to sleep like that. So people think like that way. See, that we don't have that faith. That's why we don't get the result like that. So what I want to tell you, in your personal life, no matter what, keep the faith. Have the conviction regarding, forget about meditation. Whatever you do, the very first thing, have the faith. There's no way, no one can stop you. You're going to become successful. It doesn't matter good or bad. So when you able to practice with the spiritual practice, and it become the one of the most important power, faith, conviction regarding what you do. So remember that, and every day, morning to night, in the sansaric journey, wherever you go, life by life, eons by eons, no one can help you. That's the truth. So, but if you have the faith and conviction regarding whatever you keep doing, you're going to be okay. So that is what I want you to understand, and stand on your own feet, and without believing anything, without waiting for anything, just by yourself. Anywhere you are, you're going to be okay. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi degayuko bhava ittavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sambe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.